And you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros. Episode 11.
Episode 11.
My name is Harris. I'm here with my brother as always, Nick.
How's it going, everybody?
Yo.
Got my podcast voice on. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean you made it 2 seconds into the show without the little nice voice crack. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes. So
you've been warming up. Hello everybody.
My name is Nick, and I am here for the podcast, and I'm not gonna crack my voice.
So yeah, guys, episode 11. Probably a little bit of a shorter show this week, just because there's absolutely zero going on news-wise.
I kind of expected there to be something like a Nintendo Direct or like some sort of PlayStation announcement.
Yeah, well, I think
or something, but nothing.
In a couple of weeks, we're gonna have the PlayStation reveal. So
yeah,
that'll be pretty heavy news week. But yeah, just kind of slow. Not much out. But Nick, how was your week?
It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I didn't get to play much during the actual work week.
Yeah,
I was working so late, but I didn't have a ton going on this weekend, so I played like a whole smorgasbord of games.
Ooh, smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
A la carte, if you would say.
Yeah, a la carte, if you will. So I can't remember because I've talked about Witcher on like every episode that we've ever done.
Of course, it's we're just tossing a coin to it.
Yeah, we're just tossing a coin about Witcher. But I finished the main story. I can't remember if I did that last week or this week. Did I talk about that last week?
You did. I think you got to the point where you thought that you were getting close to the end, and then you didn't.
Yeah. So I finished the story, and it was really good. It was a great ending.
Cool.
And
oh man.
Hey, Kellen. And I even started the DLC a little bit. The Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone. Very nice.
But this weekend, I got home from work, and I just wasn't feeling like playing The Witcher because that's all I've been playing for the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I need like a palate cleanser, even though like Witcher's great.
Yeah.
I need just a little something
a little different.
Yeah. So I put on Zelda, and I restarted. I played through the first the plateau.
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Cool.
I played the first 4 shrines.
Okay.
Are you playing
just like regular?
Yeah, just
anything?
Just regular,
okay.
Just completely vanilla.
Gotcha.
And yeah, dude, I forgot how fantastic Zelda was.
Yeah, I've
so good.
Yeah, I might after I finish up like Dragon Ball Z and Witcher, I might dive back into Zelda because that game was so good.
God, they thought of everything, like every possible outcome you could have with whatever you were doing. They thought of, and man, what a game! I played it some more today, and I was just like I wasn't like going towards any objectives.
Yeah.
Like I know the first one is to go to the like Kakarot Village and then go to the water shrine or the water dungeon. But I was just kind of
the elephant, right?
Elephant, yeah.
Elephant thing, guardian, whatever.
Yeah, but I was just going my own way, going to different shrines. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's like, I mean, once you like, it's perfect the way they kind of start you out. You start out like on a mini. For anyone that hasn't played Zelda Breath of the Wild, you start out like on a plateau, if you will, that you cannot jump down or anything yet. And the game, I think it's 3 or 4 like little.
It's 4 shrines.
4 shrines you do to kind of get your kind of basic powers, and it kind of teaches you how to play the game. And then once you get what is it, the glider that you get?
Yeah, you get the hang glider.
Yeah, once you get the hang glider, you just jump off the plateau, and then you land, and you can go anywhere,
wherever you want.
Yeah, so it's just it absolutely holds your hand for like the first couple hours, and then it just lets go and kind of doesn't stop. I mean, it's kind of like that feeling I got when I first got Elder Scrolls Oblivion back in the day on the 360, where that was kind of, I feel like that was my first really big open world RPG. And you just, after you get out of the dungeon or whatever, and the cave and all that stuff, you just you get into the world and you just kind of go. And for the longest time, I didn't know there's any fast travel or anything, so I was literally walking through like city to city. But yeah, Zelda definitely reminds me of that game where you can just go wherever.
And even on the plateau, like it still treats you like you've played a video game before.
Mm-hmm.
So like you get out there and you kind of I guess activate the first tower, and then like the guy comes up and he's like telling you all this stuff, and then you do the first shrine, and then you can do the rest of the shrine, like the rest of the 3 in whatever order you want. And it doesn't really tell you how to do them, so you just have to go out and do them yourself.
Yeah,
like it's so different than like Skyward Sword, which held your hand for so long.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't like that game as much. Well, obviously the motion controls, but I just feel like after, like, I mean, yes, every Zelda is going to be someone's first Zelda, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But I feel like going forward, especially with like Pokemon, like they do a nice job of, okay, this is the 8th generation of Pokemon now. There's obviously going to be the tutorial, but you can choose to skip it if you want to and just kind of jump right in because you're a veteran Pokemon player.
Right.
So it's nice when games show you how to play, but unlike Skyward Sword, they kind of let go of, the rope for, when it's the right time and you're not constantly, being, babysat and handheld. So
yeah, it's like I don't need to know the value of a green rupee every time I pick it up, like they did in Skyward Sword. Like every time you pick something up, they told you exactly what it was. Like I've done this 50 times. Like I know what it is. Like,
yeah,
I don't need a description every time.
What game is it that I recently played that every time you pick something up, it shows you what it is, even if you've already picked it up before? Oh gosh, it's something.
Spyro?
No, it was something pretty recent. But it was like every time you picked it up, it showed the description of it.
See, that's just so excessive.
So I can't remember. But yeah, after you do it one time and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like you don't,
and that happens a lot at the beginning because you're like getting a lot of new stuff, and if you played it before, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit tedious at first. But after that, like you're never going to see that indication again. You're never going to see that description again. Yeah, it just like it respects your time more than Skyward Sword did.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yes. Like, and I think that's like, I mean, that's kind of a big problem of like the Zelda games in general, kind of before Breath of the Wild. Like they do hold your hand a lot, and it takes a while for it to really get open. But like, every Zelda game has like its starting village or zone or whatever. But Breath of the Wild it's just different. It's got, it's got your starting zone, but the starting zone is pretty big, and you can kind of, you can probably spend a couple of hours on that initial plateau before actually getting into the main, the main world, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. You spend a couple hours there, but you want to spend a couple hours there.
Yeah. It's not like, it doesn't feel tedious or anything like that. That's one of those games where you just want to explore.
Right. But aside from Zelda, I started Fire Emblem over. I started over on maddening difficulty, which is like they didn't have this at launch, but they added in like a new difficulty. So like how they did it was they had normal and hard, except hard was pretty much normal. Normal was easy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They kind of dialed it down, and they recently, and by recently I mean like 5 months ago, they added in maddening difficulty, which is like the hard mode for Fire Emblem. So I started that, and I started on a new house on the Golden Deer, and man, the first chapter, like I played the first battle and that was fine. Like that's like the introductory battle. But then the first chapter took like 12 tries to beat.
Dang.
And like even then, like it was one of those battles where you could lose your units and they still would come back because it was like a mock battle.
Right.
But it was still like so hard because like every enemy is completely overpowered. So I'm having a good time with it so far. I'm only on chapter 2, but I'm just kind of trying to play it a little bit before the DLC comes out. I think it comes out
Yeah.
in February, April. That one's like a new
Also,
house.
that does have like DLC coming to it.
Yeah. So it has
cool.
story DLC coming out, and it's another house. I believe it's the Ashen Wolves,
Mm-hmm.
and there are 4 new characters. I think you have like a set team going in, like so you have like your set whatever team from like the base game, and then you have 4 extra characters,
Yeah.
and then you have whatever story happens from that. And I hope it's new maps and whatnot. But yeah, so I was playing a little bit of that, and then I recently got into PUBG Mobile a little bit. So one of my friends at work was playing, and I walked over like to ask him a work related question.
Yeah.
I saw him playing, and I was like, dude, you play PUBG? He's like, yeah. It's like, all right, I'm gonna download it right now. And so I didn't know this, but PUBG Mobile has like a team deathmatch mode that you can play.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. So they don't just have the what is it, 1v100 battle royale mode.
Battle Royale, yeah.
They have like team deathmatch, domination, a few other modes, but it plays pretty well on the phone. Like it's a little bit harder to control because you're
Of course, yeah.
you're always lost on your screen, like on where your finger is at that time. But
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. Like I played a good amount of team deathmatch, like 1 round of domination, even played a couple of battle royale games,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it runs well. Like it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I downloaded it when it first came out. I think sometime last year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was like the feeling I got when I was playing Call of Duty Mobile. It's like, oh my god, I'm a god at this game. Like I could go pro, and then you find out it's like all bots.
Yeah.
Until you get like to a certain level, and then it kind of opens up and adds more players to it.
And that's what kind of happened in team deathmatch too.
Yeah.
I played the first round. I was like, I just got 18 kills. I'm like, absolutely.
I was with Call of Duty. I went like 30-5, and I was like, God.
What are these hands?
And then and then I think like the next day, IGN wrote an article and was like, "No, you're not that good at Call of Duty Mobile." I was like, "Damn you, IGN."
It's like I know, but I don't want to see it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see the underlying mechanics to the game.
Truth.
I just want to know.
Yeah, like I got a win the first time I played PUBG Mobile, like a year and a half ago, and I was like, I'm insane. I'm completely insane. Then I read the article and it's like,
I'm quitting my job right now. I'm going pro.
It's like, oh, cool. It's 80% bots. That's fun for everybody. So I think that's how it is for team deathmatch too.
Yeah.
But I've been playing against some really good people, and I've been getting stomped.
I wonder if it has controller support, because I know they were gonna add a controller to Call of Duty Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Which at that point it's like, why not just play regular? I guess if you're at work or something, killing a little bit of time. I don't think I'd bring a controller with me to work, but it is cool. That and Call of Duty are pretty cool for what they are.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, it's fun, like little 5-7 minute games, whatever. Not get a couple matches.
Yeah,
and it runs surprisingly well for being on phone.
Yeah, it runs kind of amazing for being on the phone.
I remember playing Call of Duty Zombies back in the day on the phone,
and
that was poo-poo.
It was fun.
It
was poo-poo, but it was fun.
Yeah, the controls are it's still not like ideal.
No.
Like the control scheme, but I think it's probably the best you can do for a touchscreen device.
Especially for like an iPod Touch.
Yeah.
4, whatever it was back then. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, that was like extra small back then. So
yeah. Touchscreen controls will never be as good as like an actual controller.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the game, I guess, but yeah, definitely for like first person.
For first person, yeah.
But yeah, there's some good like touchscreen games, but yeah, for first person, it's never. I don't know if there's a way for them to ever to nail it, but I think Call of Duty is probably the closest.
close as they can get.
Yeah, to like nailing the feel of like the consoles and PC and stuff.
Yeah. That's about all I've been playing. What about you? I see you've been playing a lot more Dragon
Yeah,
Ball.
I'm about 20 hours into Dragon Ball Z Kakarot,
Holy crap.
and I am loving it.
It's
Like it's like I was saying last week, it's if you like Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2,
mm-hmm.
this is the game for you. Like it's awesome. It's super cool. Like just I love the fighting style. I do have a couple of like kind of negative things about it. So like the main story obviously is Dragon Ball Z story. But like there's these things called training grounds, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how you unlock some of your other moves that aren't story related. So if it's like, hit level 40, or recommended levels 40, wait till you're 40 to go in there and you'll lock like a move or something. But more often than not, you're fighting, usually yourself and then like two other characters. So anytime, like usually in the story, I'm pretty sure, like the main big fights, it's just one-on-one. Or if you have, some supporting characters, you have your characters plus, fighting like the main villain like Frieza or whatever. But whenever you're fighting more than one character, it gets pretty annoying because everyone's just blasting you with shots.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to kind of do what you need to do, plus like power up yourself. That way you can, regenerate your Kai and, use your last moves. Because that's kind of the main way you're going to, whittle the enemy's HP down is with blasts. Now you could definitely, beat them up and stuff and do combos with that. But yeah, anytime there's more than one character that you're fighting against, kind of gets to be like sort of a slog.
Can you call in support while you're fighting?
Not unless you have support. Like there's brief intermissions, and they call it in the game, where you can continue the story mode if you want by talking to a certain character, or you can go do other side missions. You can collect the Dragon Balls at some point whenever you get the radar. So there's like a good chunk of time where you don't have to go with the story. So in those moments, you can kind of pick your party. If you want Piccolo or Krillin with you, or Yamcha, or whoever you want as a supporting character, you can do that and then go do the training missions. But if you're at a point in the story where it's just Goku or Piccolo, sometimes it'll let you go do those training missions. So you could hit them by yourself, but then it's going to be that 1v3, and even the supporting characters aren't super. They'll do some work, but it's not super great. But yeah, anytime it's like 1v3, or it's usually 1v3, it can get a little overwhelming in like a very frustrating kind of way.
So have you died a lot because of it?
Yeah, that's really the only time. I've died a couple times in like the main story, but that's just because I didn't have any health items, or I'd purchased a health item, but I forgot to equip it, so I ended up dying. But
so
yeah, those moments. Huh?
Can you not equip items in battle?
No, you can only do it outside of battle, which is kind of sucks. Whenever you like I've done a couple times where I've forgotten, and like I actually ended up dying because of it. But yeah, it's probably like the best Dragon Ball Z game I've played. Obviously, like Dragon Ball Fighters is a different style of game, but as far as one of those games goes, it's probably the best. The side missions are also kind of pointless. I mean, I've done them all up to this point, and they're mostly just kind of fetch quests.
Just go here, get
and
this.
Then like maybe one of the items you pick up, like one of like the Saberman comes, or like one of the Frieza's, army comes down and fights you or whatever. But yeah, most of those are just fetch quests, which is kind of a bummer. But there's also a lot of good things about it. Like I think I was talking about last week, how every once in a while you'll see like a picture from like the original Dragon Ball, and it'll kind of show, hey, like when you first go to Kami's tower or whatever, it'll show like some pictures and stuff of Goku making his way up the tower for the first time and all that stuff, and kind of gives like a little bit of backstory for the original Dragon Ball if you don't know how that went. And it's also really cool. Like obviously there's like a lot of time jumping throughout the show or throughout the game. So anytime you get to a new character, literally all they're doing is training in the show. So whenever you get like to a new character, it'll say XP gained is like 500,000 or something. So it's like it kind of, I think that's the way the game kind of brings you up to par with the other enemies that you're going to fight. But it's still kind of cool, like getting all this XP, just for obviously, in the background, the characters you aren't playing as are training. So it definitely makes sense in that world. That being said, it kind of makes some of like the side missions and the random encounters that you can find throughout the world kind of pointless in a way,
because you're going to level up
getting
regardless.
like each battle you might get. I think the average is like anywhere between 7,000 and 8,000 experience points. So when you do like a story mission, you might get like 70,000 or 300,000. It just kind of depends.
Big
So
disparity.
it kind of like, it kind of takes away that from the game a little bit. But I mean, they're still fun enough, and the fighting is fun enough to where it hasn't really gotten old. So like, I still want to do it. And there's a really cool ability or mechanic that I don't know if I talked about last week, but if you are like a couple levels over the enemies, if you're flying at like super speed, you kind of like slow-mo hit them and you kill them instantly. So you don't have to actually fight him, and then you still get the same amount of experience. So when you're going back to the world, getting all the Dragon Balls, it kind of makes going through those not older levels, but the levels with the weaker enemies a little bit more fun, a little easier, just because you're just flying through them like crazy.
Gotcha.
So it's definitely an awesome game. I've definitely enjoyed my time with it, and I just hit the Android saga.
Mm-hmm.
So I still got like the Cell saga left and like the Boo saga. So it's a pretty like meaty game.
Yeah, if you're 20 hours in and just hit the Android saga, then
yeah, I'm like right at it. But it's definitely a very, very cool game. It's very charming, and I mean, it's definitely got like that Dragon Ball Z vibe to it. So it's awesome. I'm definitely digging it.
So a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
So first question: do you think like the side quests are just like tacked on? Because like if you're getting like 7,000 and you're only getting 70,000 experience, like that has to be like a tacked on quest that kind of makes sure that you're not like overly leveled before you go in.
Love you. Yeah, I mean if they were cooler and you were doing different things in a side quest, I can see them kind of being worthwhile. But yeah, like I said, most of them are just fetch quests. It really does feel like a way just to say, oh, our game is open world.
Yeah, and like
because I mean they're
like
smaller zones, but they're still like pretty massive, and it is fun to like fly around and stuff. And like there's not that many side quests. Like maybe in between like the intermissions, you might do 4 or maybe 5 in between. So there's not a ton of them.
Okay.
So I'm not at the point where I like don't want to do it, but I don't know. It just kind of all adds up to. I mean, there's other stuff in the game like the fishing and like the cooking and stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
So it all just comes together as nothing other than the main story is like super meaningful after a while.
I guess that's harder to write in after you've already had like a show.
Yeah, I mean, and they've done some things because like in the show, there's some certain characters that don't really get mentioned for a long, long time. So it's kind of cool to see them like throughout the world and stuff. But playing games like The Witcher, where like their side quests are awesome and it's like some of like the best, right? Like sometimes the side quests are better than the main stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, coming from The Witcher to this, I mean, yeah, the side missions are pretty bland and not much story-wise going on. And like you said, it's, you got a 20-plus-year-old show. I mean, there's not a ton of things they can.
You can't write around a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you've already got like a set, universe and set story. It's kind of hard to write around it, but I mean, it's still good.
Yeah, that's not why you're playing the game. You're not playing it for the side quests.
No, they did say they were going to add more side quests to the game at some point. So, and I think they recently like were digging through some of the code, and there's like some Dragon Ball Super stuff in there. So I think there's probably going to be some DLC too. for Super.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's the quests aren't anything meaningful or new to a video game, but it just kind of adds to it, and they're not hard. They're not super long. They maybe less than 5 minutes for each quest, so it doesn't waste your time. But at the same time, like if you were just to kind of plow through the main story, I don't think, like for me, I'm generally right at the same par as the enemies, if not maybe a 1 or 2 levels higher. So it's nothing
And
crazy.
that's with doing the side quest.
That's with doing all the side quests and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I mean, it's fun. It's pretty fun.
Is like are the battles like seamless? Like, do you fly to a group of enemies and then you're suddenly like fighting them, or is it like a loading screen that you go into and then you're like suddenly in a different arena, or like what's the deal with that?
So it's not quite super seamless. But yeah, it's kind of like if you're in the open world and someone comes in and like attacks you, they'll fly in front of you. It'll kind of be like a 2 second cut, and then it'll say fight, and then you fight. And then the same thing for like there's no loading screen or anything, and just kind of.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Not super seamless, but
like it still keeps you in the same environment, in the same world.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as you get done finishing the fight, you'll be in the exact spot where you were when you started.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that they like keep you in the same exact spot that you're in and keep it almost seamless.
But yeah, it's pretty seamless for what it is when they fly in and stuff. So it's not too bad. And then obviously like fighting like in the main story continue on. But yeah, that's Dragon Ball Z. It's a pretty fun game. I've had a good time with it. There was one mission. Noodles was actually watching me, but there was like a side mission where you were using a it's kind of like this robot thing, and you had to do like a race or something. Like it was like a time attack thing. It was probably the worst thing I've ever done in a video game. Like it was so bad. I hated it. Like I was like, all right, this is my last try. I failed, and then I left the mission. I was like, oh, the completionist in me wants to do it. And then I finally did it, but it was pretty bad. that's all I've been playing. I haven't touched The Witcher. Just kind of been really engrossed by Dragon Ball Z and how much fun it's been. Definitely, I was trying to wait on those reviews, but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to get it. And it's kind of like, I think it's like in the mid 70s, which is exactly where I think I had talked about it being before. So
that's where most of them are, I'd say. Like, well, actually, most of them are in the lower 70s.
Yeah. So it's probably not going to be like any sort of like Game of the Year nominations or anything for websites and other podcasts and stuff. Maybe on like my personal like top 10, but
nice.
Or that's only the first game of the new year, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah, so a long way to go.
Cool. It's even got me. One of my friends, Antoine, came over last night and we played like 2 hours of Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff. So that game's real good.
Fighter Z.
Yeah, Fighter Z. Fighter.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I was trying to look up the schedule for the new games coming out. So if you want to, Nick, like, since there's not really any news other than like that Street Fighter thing that ended up getting debunked anyways.
The fake leak.
Coming to the Switch, yeah. Other than that, there really wasn't much news to talk about. Hopefully, whenever Sony does their PS5 reveal, we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Right. Well, I'm also hoping for some sort of, I don't know why I'm expecting a direct soon, but I am.
I feel like that's a good time. I mean, I was hoping to get maybe 2 before E3, but I feel like
that's possible.
I feel like, I definitely feel like they're probably going to do one, at least for Animal Crossing, to kind of get the hype going with that. But I would honestly just like to see something like, I don't want a Nindies. I don't want a specific thing. I just want something where they're announcing some stuff. Like a
full-on direct.
Yeah. Like a full like 20, 30-minute direct where they're just announcing a whole bunch of like cool stuff.
Right. Like show me Breath of the Wild 2.
Kind of get Breath of the Wild 2, maybe something like that.
Show me Metroid. Like,
yeah. Like, I don't want to wait till E3, Nintendo. I want it now.
Yes, we all want it now.
Or like throw in like a Wind Waker Switch.
Remake.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Twilight Princess or something.
Or Ocarina of Time.
Ooh.
Another.
Like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, like bundled together.
I'd buy it again.
I'd pay $60. That game, I could pay another $60 for.
I'd pay $400 for that.
For the super duper special edition.
No, I wouldn't.
But yeah. So looking at the list going forward, nothing much here in January that I can see. Like I haven't really seen a lot of these games. February is like kind of where it's. Well, no, not really.
I know we have Doom coming in March, right?
Yeah, that comes in March.
Or March or
Well, yeah, because they got Street Fighter V Championship Edition, so maybe that's like why they thought that it was like going to be coming into Switch. I don't know.
That one has all the DLC characters.
Yeah. Devil May Cry 3 is coming out for the Switch.
Nice.
I know there's supposed to be like some sort of new play style or something like that for the Switch version. I'm not really sure what it is.
New play style?
Yeah, like some sort of like new option to play or something.
Whoa, different than docked, handheld, or tablet mode?
Well, no, like within like the third person action part. I don't know. I really don't know. They may have already announced it, but I just wasn't paying attention because I'm probably not gonna play Devil May Cry.
Oh, you're talking about for Devil May Cry?
Yeah, for Devil May Cry for the Switch. Yeah, there's like
Gotcha.
some sort of like new way to play or something. I'm not really sure.
Fun.
Metro Redux coming out for the Switch.
Nice.
But yeah, March is kind of where it like really starts to pick up. So you've got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which I mean I'm interested in. Nick, did you ever play the demo for that?
No, I know I said I was going to, but then I absolutely didn't. So
yeah, you
I will.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I will.
Like again, I don't know if it's $60 cool, but it's pretty cool. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is coming out,
Nice.
So I'll probably definitely play that since it'll be on Game Pass. I do want to go back and play the original Ori as well, so I might do that after Dragon Ball.
Still gonna do that.
Animal Crossing: New Horizons comes out March 20th. Nick, are you pretty hyped about this?
I'd say I'm like moderate to low hype about it. The only one I've played is New Leaf.
Yeah, so that's the one that you got me, and I got into it a little bit, but
same, like 10 hours into it, and then I was
like about that time.
I don't know how I feel about this.
But I've never really been in Animal Crossing. But yeah. I don't know. It'd be kind of worth to give it a shot. Hopefully they release some sort of demo for it.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how well Animal Crossing would demo.
Yeah, I mean that is true. I mean,
because it's about the monotony of everyday life.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like if you're an Animal Crossing fan, you're gonna get this game,
right?
Like,
regardless.
Yeah, regardless. But I feel like to get new people, maybe they do a demo just so they can kind of get some people in. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how like you said. I don't know if that game would necessarily demo well, but I mean it's worth a shot.
Yeah, worth a shot.
Doom 64 comes out for everything. Ooh. I never played the original Doom 64, so
heard good things.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. And then obviously Doom Eternal comes out the same day, March 20th. I'm pretty excited about this. Doom.
Yes.
The Doom. What was it? I can't want to say remaster, but the
Doom 2016.
Yeah. The what is the? I'm a loss for words for what I'm thinking of.
When you're like relaunching something.
Yeah.
Like, reboot.
Yeah, there we go. Reboot. Yeah, that first one was absolutely insane. Like with like the heavy metal like drum and guitar. Like it was good. Beautiful. It was so fun. So I'm pretty hyped for. I've heard nothing but good things from Eternal, and it was supposed to come out, I believe, in November of last year. So I got that.
That hefty delay.
Yeah, I got that pretty nice delay, which is I'm all for delays. I mean, it makes games better. So.
Yeah, give me more delays.
Yeah.
Play all the games.
So that's coming out. And then Bleeding Edge is coming out on March 24th. That's like that new Microsoft exclusive. I believe Ninja Theory is doing that one. Is that Ninja Theory?
Interesting. I think so.
It's like their new... Yeah, Ninja Theory. Yeah, it's their new like kind of multiplayer game coming out. I haven't really seen too
much. Yeah.
Like that initial reveal. So, I mean, I might see that. I don't know if it'll. I got a feeling it's probably gonna be a free to play game, but
free to play.
but who knows? I mean, it'll probably be. I mean, it'll be on Game Pass, so it'll be free for play.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see what else we got here. Not seeing a ton of new stuff. April, obviously, Resident Evil 3 is coming out. Super ready for that.
Game of the year.
Yeah, it might be. Might be one of those games. Final Fantasy 7 Part 1 remake is coming out.
Part 1 of 9 coming out.
And then Gears Tactics is coming out as well. So again,
that one actually looks really good.
Yeah. So again, another Game Pass game that looks cool like that. That Predators game's coming out for PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
That like 4v1, 5v1 kind of style of game.
Asymmetric.
Yeah. I think it's from the maker of
Evolve?
Friday the 13th, I believe.
I think you're right. I think I'm wrong.
Ilphonic. Yeah, I believe so. So, I mean, a lot of people like that game, Friday the 13th. I never actually did play it, but it looked cool. I kind of watched a couple streams and videos on it, so it looked pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Obviously, in May, big Last of Us Part 2.
Game of the year right there. super game of the year.
Yeah, that's gonna be absolutely incredible. Skipping down to September, Marvel's Avengers. Still don't know how I feel about that game. We'll see how that goes. And then obviously Cyberpunk.
Game of the year. Ooh.
So that's going to be an absolutely just massive game. You know, that recently got delayed as well.
Probably for the better. Oh yeah, I heard it wasn't running too hot on Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
And that's partially why it got delayed. I think they should just stick with future gen consoles, but I get why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and then obviously I think all the games that probably come out this year will either be forward compatible with the Xbox Series X and then PS5, so they'll probably run even better on those machines. Yeah, Noodles, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy you were let down by. That's kind of what I heard. People waited so long for Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was just kind of an advanced looking, still played like a PS2 game. So
it looked better, but it's still fundamentally played.
Kingdom Hearts was never one of those series that I really got into. I always thought it was pretty cool, the melding of or the meshing of, Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters. So, but I played the demo for both those games, and I wouldn't.
Wait, what else? What else did he say he was disappointed by?
Final Fantasy 15.
I've always wanted to play that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard decent things about it, but nothing to where I was like to where I need to play it.
Like I need to sink 50 hours into this.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So that's kind of what we're looking at for the rest of the year, and then everything else is kind of like TBD.
TDB.
Like, Axiom Verge 2, Bravely Default 2.
Sports Story.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that's been announced. It just doesn't have a release date yet. I am curious about that Destroy All Humans remake. I kind of want to play that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, and then SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, super looking forward to that. Half-Life Alyx comes out on the PC. It wasn't. I think in March. I think. Did we skip that?
We did skip it.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming to VR.
Gotcha.
So
that'll be fun.
Obviously Halo Infinite coming out
later next year.
Yeah, well, that'll be a day and date release with the Series X, so we'll know.
Yeah.
Sooner, closer to I got a feeling like maybe PS5 comes out in like October and Xbox comes out like in like the beginning of November. It's kind of what I'm thinking, but maybe even like September for one of those two.
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll see.
Definitely late Q3 or Q4.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to look at the list of the games that are like kind of announced here, but just no release dates. Nothing much else. But yeah, I got a feeling a lot of new games are gonna get announced in the next couple months, and then come to the new systems.
I can only hope so.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love, like, I know E3 is kind of like dying the last couple of years, but it's just always like a super fun, time, and like, I mean, it's obviously kind of like the biggest gaming, news source for the year. And it's just fun to like watch the press conferences and Nintendo's Direct and stuff like that.
Especially this year since like new
Yeah, it's a
consoles are
console
announced
year.
on the horizon. Yeah, it'd be fun.
So yeah, obviously nothing really worth mentioning in the news this week. So Nick, let's do you want to take a little break, or you just want to go right into the topic of the week?
Let's take like a 1 minute break.
Okay,
Get back into it.
cool. So yeah, welcome back, guys. We're on to the topic of the week. It is what is your best gaming memory? So maybe not even necessarily like the best moment you had in a game, but maybe something that just involved gaming. So Nick, I'll go first, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
So obviously, like growing up, we always went to like the midnight showings and stuff, or not showings, like the midnight releases, like the launch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like specifically, I think it might have been Gears 3 when we were you out there, Nick? When we were out there in front of GameStop and they had like the truck out there and they were doing like a tournament, and then like me, you, and Diego, and I think Trey as well. We were playing like the ninja game or whatever in the parking lot.
Yeah, I was there for Gears 3 for sure.
Yeah, and then I think it was Halo Reach maybe, or Halo. No, I think it might have been Halo 3 that I think we were in line. They were giving us like this burn energy drinks.
Okay, that's one of the ones I wrote down. Burn for Halo 3.
I've seriously tried to find those before because those things were like so good.
They amped us up.
Yeah,
so much.
Like midnight showings. I mean, obviously those are kind of like dead now, just because digital releases and all that stuff. And it's hard with once you grow up and have like a 9 to 5 or whatever. It's hard to stay up like super late, especially now with you get a game and then you have to install it and then download updates. Like you might not even play until like 1 or 2, so it's just kind of like not a thing anymore.
What was the last midnight release you went to?
The Switch.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was cool. I went by myself to Best Buy. I was in probably a line of like maybe 50 or 60 people. Got the Switch, bought like a bunch of the amiibos, and then came home and played Zelda for like a couple hours, and then was done. But
man,
any of the midnight stuff was always a blast.
My Best Buy didn't have a midnight release for Switch. So
really? I wasn't gonna go, but yeah, I wasn't gonna go to it, but I'm glad I did because it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, obviously, like playing in like our game room, like all the games and stuff. When back in the day when we used to play Pokemon and stuff, and all of us would be in the playroom, all on our Game Boys, trading Pokemon and battling and stuff. And then whenever Adam would come over and we were playing Call of Duty, he was just
have 3 separate TVs going.
Yeah, and he would like absolutely rage. So yeah, that was always good times.
Yeah, whenever the Wi-Fi like slightly malfunctioned, Adam would yell at us to go fix
Oh my
it.
God, he would be so pissed. God, he'd get so mad. It'd be so funny.
Oh man.
But and then also I just had it and then I lost it. Oh, whenever I got Crackdown and got the Halo 3 beta, and then it freaking red ringed, and then I would like wrap the Xbox in a towel, and when we would get it to be able to work for like an hour or two, and then it would go back to red ringing. And then finally I was just like, I have to send this into the coffin.
And that was like, what, the 3rd time you had to send it in? Like, I can't remember how many times you had to actually send in your
I think
Xbox.
I had to send it in twice. I think the first time, I think the first time was during the Halo 3 beta, and that was just like the worst possible time for it to happen.
So pissed.
Yeah, but
because you bought Crackdown for that beta.
Yeah, I mean, Crackdown turned out to be like super awesome. Like it was definitely worth the money, but yeah, it was quite unfortunate. But yeah, what's your couple of your memories?
So I have a few that I jotted down so I didn't forget. One of them is the Rock Band Impossible set list.
Oh my God, yeah.
So going through, I think it was 20 something songs, 40 songs. I don't know, but it was a ton of songs, and me, you, and Brendan were going through it, and we were just switching off. Like one of us was on bass, one was on guitar.
Yeah.
And what was on drums or vocals? I can't remember which one it was. But it took us like 5 hours to get through the whole thing. It was so hard by the end. Like,
because you could pause it though, right? You just couldn't.
Yeah, you could pause it, but like we still went through it in one night and finished it.
God, I remember that. Dude, Rock Band was so fun back in the day.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a great time. And like I've I guess it got resurrected for like a good amount of time for me, because a lot of my roommates were playing it,
Hmm.
and we played it for we played it so much, and it was like I forgot how fun Rock Band was. Like
Oh yeah.
even no, I don't know. Like I used to suck at drums on Rock
Hmm.
Band, but like I exclusively did that when we started playing it again.
Yeah.
Drums are so fun.
Yeah. It's definitely like the hardest thing to do, but they're probably the most fun, just
Yeah,
because they're like so different than everything else.
right.
But yeah, I've always wanted to kind of do like a Rock Band night again, get some people over, like put it on the big screen and just play.
Because you still have
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
instruments,
Brittany got
right?
me Rock Band 4 a couple years ago,
Nice.
but it's like it's hard to play, especially with like the kids and stuff. And it's like there's
Yeah,
so much instruments. It's hard to play
it's just a
sometimes.
lot. Another one is first time playing Breath of the Wild.
Hmm.
So my roommate at the time drove me to pick it up at Best Buy,
Yeah.
and I opened it up in the car, and I was just like able to instantly start playing.
Oh,
And it
nice.
was
Yeah, yeah.
super cool. And then the next day we all went to St. Augustine, Florida
Hmm.
for spring break. And one of the days we were there, me and my friend Matthew, like we split the Joy Cons,
Hmm.
and I was holding the right and he was holding the left, so he was controlling Link, like the movement, and I
Yeah.
was controlling like fighting and like arrows and everything.
Oh, I
And
forgot about that.
yeah, and we did
Yeah.
that for like 7 hours, and we just didn't go to the beach one of the days and just stayed inside all day, like drinking and playing Zelda. It was
That was awesome.
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
there was like I think IGN actually did something like that.
yeah,
It
it
was
was
called
called
like
Link Together.
Linked Together. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty cool watching that.
man, it's fun. Like it's just I don't know, it's just such a good time trying to coordinate,
Hmm.
and like a lot of the times you'll just like run off the side of the cliff
Yeah,
and just instantly die.
yeah, yeah. There's yeah that game was so much fun.
And then my last one is anytime I play Human Fall Flat
Hmm.
co-op is just hilarity. Like I play with my friend Adam, or
Yeah,
our friend Adam over the break,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and dude, it's just that game is so hilarious. Like however way you play it is just so funny.
Yeah, I've never
You gotta
actually I've
try it.
seen videos and stuff of it. I should go and play it.
Yeah, you and Brittany should play it.
Yeah, I heard it's just like nothing but a good time. I did think of one while you were talking, and it was I think we went over to Mark's house when one of her friends growing up, and it was like me, um, Dugan, I think Trey, and maybe Diego was there,
Hmm.
but like we were all just hanging out, chilling, and then there was like a kind of like a moment of silence. I remember we all just like collectively were like, yeah, I don't want to hang out anymore. I'm gonna go home and play Skyrim. Because it was like such a monumental like part of like gaming when that game came out. Like we were all in like different spots and we were all texting each other, be like, "Oh my god, have you killed somebody?" And went and fell asleep, and then like the Dark Brotherhood comes in and gets you and takes you to their hideout and stuff. Like, man, that game was so much fun and just
And
it's
y'all
crazy.
are y'all are all playing it
Yeah, I mean, we were all playing it like we
separately.
all just went home and played. Like we were like, I don't want to hang out anymore. But we were like, I think like maybe Dugan said it, and then we were all just like, oh my gosh, that's what I've been thinking this whole time.
It's like screw you guys. I want to play
Yeah, it was
Skyrim.
like a Friday or Saturday night, and we're like, I just want to go home and play this game because it's so good. But yeah, anything else, Nick, that you can think of?
No, that's all of my good gaming memories. The
I'm
rest
sure
of
there's
them are
more.
trash.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like playing Halo 2 back in the day, playing like Hog Wars and stuff, and like
Yeah.
zombies before zombies was a thing. Like, do you remember like the original zombies where someone would, or I think it was called Michael Myers, and someone would play the Michael Myers music over their microphone, so like when you would hear it, them coming or something. Oh, dude.
I forgot about that.
And then like
That
I think it was Foundation or something. Um, I think it was that level.
Foundation was the empty one.
Yeah, wherever you put there was like a room you could go into and like you could melee the boxes onto the door so like the
Yeah,
zombie couldn't get through. Oh, dude, it was such a good
that's a good
time, man.
time.
Hogwarts. Hogwarts is the absolute best.
I forgot about Hogwarts, man.
So fun. Love it.
It only works in Halo 2. Like,
Yeah, because like they would actually blow up.
right.
But yeah, God, Hogwarts, man. Hogwarts is good. But yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up the show. A little bit of a shorter episode this week, just because I think the news was just there was nothing going on. So hopefully next week we'll kind of pick up as we get to like some heavier months of games coming out,
Mhm.
and then obviously getting closer to E3.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to send in to us, what is your one of your favorite game memories? That's gonna be gaming with the bros at yahoo.com. Like I
Gaming
said,
with
just
the
send us any
bros.
messages or anything you wanted us to talk about. Doesn't even have to be gaming related. If you're just kind of curious on our lives and stuff, that's cool. It's cool with me.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to support the podcast, the best way to do it is head on over to your preferred podcasting platform, whether that's Stitcher or Apple Podcasts, whatever, and leave us a review.
Yeah.
That is probably the best way for us to get recognized and all that good stuff. So
Or tell us to your friends who like gaming.
yeah,
Like
absolutely. If you recommend us to your friends and stuff. Noodles did ask, how's 2020 so far for us in general? 2020 has been good. So far. I mean, we're about a month in. My job has been pretty busy. I feel like, I mean, with the weather being so up and down in North Carolina,
Mhm.
that a lot of people are sick, have been calling out lately. So like some of the days that shouldn't be busy are like super busy.
Yeah.
I work for an insurance company, so yeah, it's been pretty busy, but having the weekends often is nice, and being able to come home and relax. And we recently moved to a new building, so they have like a gym there. So it's pretty nice. It's kind of like maybe the double the size of like a typical like apartment complex gym, but it's got everything I need. So I ended up canceling my Planet Fitness gym membership, and I've been going kind of every other day to the gym. So it's kind of like reinvigorated my gym time, and then also playing uh
Ring Fit.
Ring Fit at home. Man, that game is just an absolute, just it's so good. Like it really just makes
Yeah, it's fun,
like
man.
like working out at home entertaining. And Nick, I forgot to mention this. I just unlocked the plank that you do.
Not like the one where you kind of stick your butt in the air.
Yeah, like you're arced up,
Mhm.
man. Like
No, it's
that
hard.
that
It's
killed
hard.
me. Like I had to like normally I can, through each set I can make it through it like no problem. Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
be tired like at the end of the squats, um but yeah, that plank I actually had to like stop for a second and like catch my
You're
breath.
so tired. And you're having to do what, like 20 something
Yeah,
planks?
something like that.
Yeah.
So it is definitely hard, but it's definitely been feeling really nice to kind of work out again and stuff. And with us being on the same floor as the gym, it's definitely like easy motivation to
Yeah.
get to there.
That's very nice.
So, but yeah, 2020 has been pretty good for me. Yeah, it's been good so far. Definitely a lot to look forward to.
2020 for me has been pretty busy so
Yep.
far. I'm tired a lot, but um trying to work out in the mornings,
Hmm.
which is sometimes really hard, but like even if I just do Ring Fit,
Yeah.
it's still something, and it's still like a really good workout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
It's definitely.
pretty comparable to going to the gym,
Hmm.
which is good. Um,
Well, I
and
mean, that's again, that's such a nice thing about that game is it motivates you to do well and to exercise.
mhm.
And on some days, like you said, like you just kind of don't want to go to the gym, but you also still want to work out. So like that's just a good way of,
It's a good middle ground.
yeah. I mean, it's not like being at the gym and lifting weights and stuff, but it's a good it's a good time to work out, and it kind of it'll probably make you do stuff that you probably normally wouldn't do at like a normal gym,
Mhm.
like with some of like the twists and all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
and then I'll be moving pretty soon. So my lease ends in April,
Hmm.
but my Alicia and I's lease starts in February, like February 1st.
Okay, cool.
So she's like 100% moving in next weekend, and then I'll like slowly move in.
Also, she's gonna go ahead and start moving in.
Yeah, because her
Cool.
lease ends like the day ours begins, so
Oh,
she like
gotcha.
has to move out. So we're gonna, I guess, slowly move in all of my stuff, and then yeah. So it
Sweet.
might be in a different location
That's
coming
gonna be a
pretty
lot.
soon.
That's gonna be a pretty big step there.
Yeah, pretty big
You
milestone.
excited?
Yeah, I'm
Nervous at
excited.
all?
A little nervous. Well, more so I'm like, where we're gonna put all of our shit because
Yeah,
like I have a
definitely.
lot of stuff. Like I have like my Christmas tree that I have, and like that takes up a lot of room, and so it's just in a big box. And then we have like 2 couches. I'm getting rid of one of my couches, which was hers that she gave to me,
Yeah.
but w- we're just gonna have to like get rid of some stuff,
Yeah.
and,
I mean,
which is normal.
yeah.
Other than that, I'm not really nervous.
Yeah. That's gonna be pretty exciting to finally be able to. I mean, how far does she live from you now?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay, so it's not like
It's
you know.
not bad. It'll just be good like living near a metro and being able to get to work like fairly easily.
Yeah,
So if I have to take the
that's super
bus,
exciting. So you're probably just gonna like slowly start moving stuff over once she
yeah,
gets in there.
I don't know what I'm gonna move first, but
I mean, you just get rid of some of your probably like your pots and pans and
yeah, I think I don't think she wants any of those. She has like better pots and pans than I do, so
okay.
I'm just gonna like toss all of mine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe put them up for sale or something. Who knows?
Yeah, or like give them to Salvation Army or something.
Yeah, yeah, just like donate them or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, hopefully Noodles, your 2020 has been good so far. We kind of had like a little bit of a bummer today with Kobe passing.
that's
Whether or not you're
unfortunate.
a basketball fan or sports fan in general, it's just kind of like, once I found out that his daughter was on the helicopter as well. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of puts you in perspective. But it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter show you how, I don't know, how powerful you are. It's just anything can happen at any sort of point. And just it's always good to just realize that time is precious and the people around you are precious. So kind of want to live the day to the fullest, as cliched as
Yeah,
that sounds. But
just appreciate the ones you love with the time you have with them.
yeah, because I was reading the news and they said he's always on helicopters. He's always using helicopters to fly around the city and get to where he needs to go. And he was
Mhm.
taking his daughter, I think her name is Gigi, or her nickname is Gigi, and they were going to like one of his
Like a training
his
kind of.
training facilities to play
Yeah.
like to coach his team or whatever. So or coach some kids. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was one of those things where I was like, nah, that's fake. Like, there's no
Like
way.
I did a double take of my phone because I was just like
Yeah,
watching Netflix on it, and I saw it and I was like, what? Like,
yeah. And he like just
no
retired
way.
back in 2016, and I mean he's only 41, man. That's
And like it's one of those things
crazy.
where he's such a legend and he's inspired millions of people, and it's like it's become like a household name. Like
Yeah,
throw something away and you say like Kobe,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah. I mean that was even like that meme said. It was like I'm still gonna say Kobe when I make the trash into the trash can.
yeah,
It's just one of
it's
those like
he's
they're good.
he's everywhere,
Yeah, I mean it's hard to like. I mean you say like a lot of celebrities and stuff. Obviously you say, hey, this is you know, you always say their first and last name, but with Kobe, I mean,
Mhm.
there's no other Kobe. It's just Kobe.
It's
Like
just
you
Kobe.
don't need to say Brian. Everyone knows who he is. I mean,
And
so
it's also a little different because like when a lot of celebrities pass, it's either because of drug use or like suicide or something like that, where it's
yeah, old
been
age or something.
yeah, but with this one it's just random,
Yeah, it was just like a freak accident. I mean,
right?
I kind of want to like read more and see exactly what happened, but it's probably
Mhm.
been declared what happened. Um, but yeah, I mean, just he was just taking like a routine helicopter flight to his training facility, like. And I think LeBron yesterday just passed him like all time score wise. Like he's like number 3 now, so he just passed Kobe.
Mhm.
So it's
It's,
crazy.
it's weird how those things work.
Yeah, but yeah, not to end the show on a bit of a downer, but yeah,
I appreciate the ones you love.
yeah.
I'd
Appreciate the
say
ones you love. It's 2020. Um, yeah,
it's a big year.
big year. Hopefully. I mean, it's always a bummer to start a year out this way, but hopefully that's all we're gonna lose. But who knows? Who
Mm.
knows? Who knows with some of the younger like rappers and younger musicians, you always just hear people just overdosing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, noodles. No regrets. Just try to make every day live to the fullest and just appreciate everything that you have.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's been listening and watching the show, supporting the show over the last 11 episodes. And we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully there'll be some more news to talk about, but we always try to throw in some different topics if if there's nothing in the news week. So
yeah, we keep it lively here on the Game with the Bros podcast.
Yeah.
So
we're always going to keep you entertained in our unprofessional opinion about video games.
Yeah. Our bad opinions.
Yeah, our poo-poo opinions. All right, guys. I will see you guys on the next episode.
See you guys next week.